It's called Advanced Answering Techniques. So it is 3 professional people explaining to other people how to answer different questions, a multiple variety of questions. Advanced Answering Techniques.
Welcome to Advanced Answering Techniques. I'm one of your hosts, Josh. I am a simple shepherd and do not understand a life outside of raising podcasts for slaughter. I love my podcasts, protect them and care for them. When a lion came to devour my flock, did I not take the beast by the jaws in my bare hands and crack the thing open like a door hinge? The day comes when the podcast is grown and we must spill its blood, take the meat to market. Caleb has an easy attitude as he walks through the pen with his massive sledgehammer. When Caleb finds his mark, the animals have a happy expression, if you can find a face in the remaining pulp. Caleb, do you think that's an accurate description of your role in this podcast?
It's hard for me to say in some ways. I see what you're getting at.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel like I'm taking over. Gabe's had similar roles like in the
Okay.
past
Well,
with
let's not get into Gabe's role.
I know. I'm not talking about his role right now.
Okay.
I'm saying in the past, Gabe has used big, heavy things to slaughter.
Oh, I mean, there's definitely.
I feel
there
like
are certain,
this Caleb
this
is transgressing.
This is like a monomyth.
Yeah.
There's definitely we're recycling,
and it's,
a lot of things
yeah.
that'll feel pretty similar.
And it's in the context that it's different.
That's
because
right.
it's like that's hunting, and this is like animal husbandry and stuff like
domestic
that.
animals.
Right.
I'm comfortable.
So this is a different
brute
sort of
bludgeoning kind of force to make the
I'll be honest.
podcast meat.
I'll be honest, doesn't seem like a very good way of slaughtering an animal, especially if you have any intentions with its remains.
Well, I mean, it's just the face and the head.
Yeah, but I mean,
that's not.
There's a lot of good stuff in there. I wouldn't eat any of that stuff, but some people like that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I guess you don't know what we're doing with the podcast.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind. But I mean, I just thought, Caleb, this is as I was kind of dreaming about the podcast, I was like, I think this is right for Caleb. This is something like what Caleb does on the podcast.
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe you could flesh that out for me a little bit. The ways in which
flesh it out.
Yeah, the ways in which your involvement in the podcast, the things that you do, it's kind of like that.
Well, I'd say it's kind of like you're smiling, you're happy, and then your head has been smashed with laughter, I guess.
Yeah,
and
okay.
now we're using that
goes back to another one.
Yes,
where you were the explosives expert.
I was. No, I think Gabe was.
No, I was the sniper. You were the.
But Gabe was
making people explode.
I was
with
making
laughter.
people explode, but this is. It's kind of a combination of both because they're exploding with laughter before they know what hit them.
Okay,
that's why they have a smile on. their face. And then I guess somehow we use the meat of the podcast.
Okay, that's good. Let's.
The weird thing is, though, I guess that I'm making the podcast smile.
Yeah,
not an audience member.
It's true.
This is one of our little podcasts that we've raised up.
Well, listen, there are so many mysteries in the world of metaphor.
Yeah,
and in sort of and again, when I'm doing this, I'm kind of dreaming, and so things aren't always what they appear, and they take on different shapes, and
just so the audience when Josh says he's dreaming, it means something very specific.
Yeah.
You're not completely wrong by thinking what you're thinking, audience, but you're not completely right either.
No,
it's a specific thing.
Yeah, when I'm doing these things, I go into some kind of dream state.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gabe is
my dream state would probably be like California or Florida or somewhere sunny.
Somewhere sunny with lots of sun.
Yeah.
You could get to the ocean and get to the mountains and
exactly. Exactly. Yes, you can ski in the morning and then surf in the afternoon. Like that's kind of my ideal.
Oh, you're going to do that at those places? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Gabe is an essential part of the slaughtering process. His hands dart out from one of his myriad tunnels and seize the forelegs of a beloved victim, restraining the creature for the hammer. Gabe, do you think that's accurate?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
That's me 100%.
Yeah. So like Caleb's, you guys are kind of working together. Yeah. Caleb's walking around the pen with his hammer.
So you're outside the pen, just killing the myriad amount of like predators that are coming.
That is one thing I do, but I mean, but to me that's accurate because it's like this is the harvest right now when we're recording.
Right.
This is the harvest. But I have a lot of work that I do
beforehand,
and then
make
after
sure it comes
I
to
take
fruit.
the meat to market afterwards too.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's that, but I feel like you guys are really
I'm
a
kind
team.
of thundering around.
Yeah. Yes.
Thundering around. Justice from above.
Our engagement with
waiting.
the production process is shorter.
Yeah,
we're there for a short period of time.
And you're going to see me coming. But Gabe is going to be a surprise.
It's going to be a sneak.
Yeah.
Yeah. But either way, you're getting your head freaking smashed.
Oh, yeah. You're not going to... Wait a second. I'd like to move away from here, but I can't somehow.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
That's good.
Yeah.
Gabe keeps you transfixed. You can't turn it off.
Sometimes you're lost because when Gabe's talking, you get lost.
Yes, totally. I mean, I've seen. It's crazy. That's actually crazy. So many people. I've seen that happen with so many people when I'm talking.
Well,
they're just kind of
they're looking around,
looking away. And
they break.
Slowly, their whole body just kind of turns away from me, and I'm like, "What?
Oh, yeah.
How did this happen?"
It's sort of like when Josh is dreaming.
When I'm dreaming,
and Josh does gotta say he's dreaming a lot around here.
Yeah,
it's
true.
I do some lucid dreaming often in conversations.
Yeah, yeah,
just dreaming. You already heard the idea of the podcast at the beginning. We received questions.
Oh my gosh.
Go ahead.
So kind of like just kidding.
Yeah, I'm just dreaming.
That's funny. I think sometimes people say "just kidding" when they actually mean just dreaming.
Just dreaming. Yeah. They were talking and they're like, Josh, and you go, oh, sorry, JD.
JD LOL. JD sleeping.
JD
ZZZ.
No,
it's good.
We say Z.
I know.
Thank you.
You already heard the idea of the podcast at the beginning. We receive questions from our users and we give them definitive ironclad answers. But the style in which we make these answers, like a surgeon doing his 15th lobotomy of the day on a woman or man who won't stop telling you facts about George Harrison and Patty Boyd's messed up relationship. Guys, do you think about the grace and the precision that this guy is employing to lobotomize these tortured individuals?
Yeah, wow.
He's done 15. He's got 10 more to go. But after 15, he's warmed up.
Yeah.
I would say it's grace, precision, but also insane speed.
Yeah.
Because if you're saying he's
really
doing
wild
25 in a day, in a work day.
And these are not all on the same person.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Different individuals, every surgery.
So you would imagine he's got to just line them up, prep them all, line them up, and just start going. It's actually kind of the exact inverse of what we're doing.
Of what you guys are doing. Where you're working together.
Yeah.
We're
working together,
and
it's not precise. It's just
Yeah.
the whole thing.
Well, there's a precision to it. There's a precision to it.
His thing has to work with what we're doing. It can't be that we're not doing anything because we're preparing the podcast like.
Right, this is the style. This is the style
in which we are doing this other thing.
That's true.
So it can't be completely. But
it's like if you think about the flock of sheep as the brain, and we're eliminating the
parts of the
precise
brain.
Ones.
Yeah.
Then so it's just a matter of magnification. You zoom out or zoom in on any particular thing.
Yeah, flocks.
So each brain is like a flock of sheep.
Each brain is a flock of sheep, and the sheep are little thoughts
or little gray matter bits.
Yeah.
Okay.
The frontal
That's not
lobe.
that's different than a thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, because the thought exists in the gray matter. The thought is
okay. So that's
thoughts,
not. So then the gray matter isn't okay.
Our thoughts blood or are they electricity? I don't know.
I mean, I don't know either. And I should.
I'm learning
I'm
that
a
they're
neurosurgeon.
not. I'm learning that they're not gray matter. So
This one's called Ahead of His Time. Ted felt proud of the tool that he got his company to make. It looked excellent. A lot of the little design touches had been his. But now everyone in the halls of the office would stop and glare at him. Two people talking, he gets 20 feet away. They stop talking, watch him pass, dead eyes like bouillon cubes. Ted had sworn these things would sell. In the meeting, he had a slide with large text that said, "These things will sell," and the next slide said, "I promise." But the demand was much lower than Ted expected. People just didn't crave a portable lobotomizer, so you could perform lobotomies on yourself or loved ones in the comfort of your own home or on the go. I think the thing I'm most pleased with on that is eyes like bouillon cubes. To me, very evocative, quite excellent. Guys, anything else that we need to deal with before we get to our question?
Worrying kind of circumstance for me.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm concerned that my UPS lady is stalking me. Yes.
She knows where you live.
Definitely knows where I live.
Yeah.
And she probably shows up with some regularity.
But
I
go
could
somewhere else.
say the same thing about my
Truck's over
UPS
there.
person.
Go somewhere else.
I see.
There's a truck there. There's a truck there.
Gotcha.
And there's same license plate and
I don't always
truck.
see her in it or around
Okay.
it.
So you're seeing the same UPS. You're seeing a UPS truck
You're
in
seeing-
various places.
Yes.
or UPS trucks, because they do have more than one.
Okay, well,
Do they?
that would
I'm pretty sure
they
they
have
do.
more than one truck per city. I know they have. That's not one truck that goes
It's not
all
just-
over the country.
It's not like Santa Claus.
That's
Right.
insane.
But it's
But I
not-
was pretty certain it was one truck per city.
How many trucks would you possibly need
How would
per
that-
city?
How many would you need per city?
But like per small town,
Per
like
small
Okay.
city.
For like where we live?
Per small town.
Yeah.
For sure.
Small town.
per like neighborhood.
Oh, I mean, you get
You know?
you get into Los Angeles. I bet they've got 3 to 5 trucks.
Probably,
Yeah,
at
probably
least
so.
more trucks.
Maybe.
Yes.
Yeah, and they might even be bigger.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Bigger
Or
trucks.
Oh,
maybe
dude.
because they have more, they make them smaller. Each one is smaller. I don't know.
that
I
could
might-
be.
Could work.
I might think
that
like
way.
Los
Agility.
Angeles.
Yeah.
I might think like New York might have one huge truck.
Yeah,
Right.
just a big
Yeah.
truck. What about if in New York? What about UPS?
Very
Hey,
tall truck.
Here's a pitch.
Like a skyscraper. Sorry.
Here's a pitch.
Yes,
Here's a pitch.
A skyscraper that kind of goes around, and
I'm
that
saying-
way you don't have. You actually just have a delivery man
Exactly.
on every floor.
Yeah, I think you have. It's basically a Zeppelin. It's essentially an airship
It
that's
is-
just kind of flying over New York City, blocking out the sun, and dropping packages like your Amazon order
Yeah.
or whatever.
And actually, there's not delivery men. There's just different chutes.
Yeah.
and they aim.
No.
Amazon flies over and shoots.
It's kind of like that. It's like a big so it's like a big grappling hook that shoots out of the Zeppelin into a building like you
Yeah.
live on the 15th floor, and it just shoots like through your window,
Right.
and then they zip line a package down
Into
to
a
you.
designated area.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
In
and
the
then-
building,
right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's not just anywhere in the
Oh
building.
well,
that
okay,
they
yeah. I
shoot
mean
the
that
grappling
depends
hook.
on your
Yeah.
Amazon.
There's a big knob. There's a huge.
Yeah.
There's a big piece of wood.
Right.
Huge hunk of wood in the building.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just
Yeah.
and they send them all down. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what they've got
And
going
you're-
on
and
at
you're
UPS
like,
in
awesome.
New York.
You're like, awesome. Paper towels.
Yeah, sounds sick.
And if we have any listeners in New York City, just let us know if that's the way that it works.
I've definitely seen pictures of New York City, and I don't know if they just have photoshopped out the UPS Zeppelin or what, but I don't actually know how else
I
they would
heard-
be delivering packages there.
The whole thing with Sully was actually a big cover up to it. It was like
Sully?
that- yeah.
Yeah.
The birds got in the engine.
The birds. Yeah.
Nope. It was a stray package.
It was the blimp, the delivery blimp. He had
bubble envelopes of fidget spinners or something.
Yeah.
Got loose.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Sully. I mean, but there you go.
Man, what a story.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll ever get over that one.
I don't know if I'll ever even start.
I won't. And then he saved that kid in Monsters Inc.
That was kind of insane. Yeah. Yeah. And then
Actually, I think I screwed that up.
yeah.
He saved the kid first.
Just on a timeline.
Yeah. Also, I don't know. I mean, you could say, did the kid save him?
Yeah.
True.
You could ask that.
And thank you, Boo, for
Yeah.
saving a plane full of people.
Essentially, yeah. As a result.
Gave him the strength.
Yeah. Yeah.
To become a human pilot.
Wow. Guys,
So is your UPS driver stalking you, Caleb?
I mean, now that you say that there could be what you're revealing to me is that there could be more than one truck in our small town.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm less worried.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Okay, good.
Just
Good.
seeing it everywhere,
Kind of hard to miss. Big brown truck.
It raises questions, and and it's good to. I think it's just good to stay attentive and sharp. With that kind of stuff.
I will say there's one
Better
other
safe than
detail
sorry.
that does kind of make me worry.
Yeah.
Which is that I did get a package, and it said a tracking device, and it said please wear this.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would actually be.
Yeah.
That would be concerning.
And you're like, when did I order this?
Yeah. Oh. Oh, okay.
It's not showing up in my history.
It's not for me to question the Amazon packages
It's
that I received.
definitely addressed to me.
Yeah.
It was an AirTag necklace.
This is called vacation. Charles told his friends that he couldn't afford a trip to Australia, but they decided to go anyway. Charles imagined his friends on the beaches of Australia, tearing off pieces of the famous reef, avoiding spider bites and disembowelment by handsome kangaroos. He developed a plan. He hired a neighbor to cut him up into manageable chunks and hide the pieces in his friend's luggage. But by the time they got to the Airbnb down under, his decapitated head barely had the energy to say anything, much less to shout surprise. I would not go to Australia if you paid me. Especially in the wake of Steve Irwin's death. I got some bad news recently. Mexico just elected their first woman president.
Okay.
That's not the bad
Right,
news.
obviously.
But the Mexicans are setting all kinds of records, including one for how many candidates across all their various elections this last election, like that, mayor, various other elections around the country. They set a record for how many candidates were murdered.
Whoa.
Wow.
Price is Right rules.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. How many? So this woman's sort of like the Mexican Hillary
I guess-
Clinton.
So close as you can get without going over.
So wait, but you're saying candidates at all levels?
At all levels, not
mayoral
just
or-
the presidential candidate. This
I don't
is
know. Do they
candidates-
have like a parliament?
Yeah, well, how
situation?
is
I don't.
I
I
guess
can't
I'm-
give you any more
yeah.
details.
Is
I
it
just
like-
know the number.
What are
Is it
the-
like alive and dead?
They don't have like Congress
not
people
House of
or
Lords, House of Commons,
senators. It's just like these guys are alive.
These guys are still alive.
Basically, just these
Survivors.
It's kind of a total football approach where it's just like you just kind of fill in wherever you're needed on a given day
Yeah.
in a given
shoot.
situation.
I hope I still get voted to be alive.
Yeah, right. Hang on. So I don't know. Let's say.
I'm gonna say. Actually, Gabe, I want to hear what you were gonna say first. and then I'll
Well, but there's a bit of
kind
a
of use that
competitive
to-
advantage from hearing first.
Okay, you say the first part of your number.
Okay, you say the second part of your
7.
Whoa, we got a whole lot of it.
7. Wait, 7 is the second part of my
Yeah,
number.
yeah. No, I got you.
That's fine. I was splitting mine up into
What
much
did you say?
smaller
What'd you say?
increments. I said,
Oh, first part.
yeah, first part.
No. First digit.
That's not what you said. You said the first part. And
You
I
thought
just,
the sound F was a digit?
I didn't think you finished.
Okay,
And then
okay,
you
okay.
asked me.
Okay.
no, that was all I
Fair
wanted to
enough.
say.
Okay.
So now what am I saying? The third part of mine?
I thought we would be done by now.
Well, then if it's the third part of mine, it'd be or
For what number are you talking about?
or
Oh, okay.
or. It's hard to do the
All right.
correct
Okay.
sound
Okay,
without
the first
sound
one
that
for me
precedes it.
Yeah.
is going to be 50.
57.
57.
I was going to just say an even 40.
Okay. Wow. I mean, this did not go the way that I thought at all.
I know we ruined it by guessing
it's a-
way too high.
It's high, but Gabe is close.
Really?
It was 38.
No way.
oh my
it was-
goodness.
38 candidates were murdered
This
Holy
year.
this
crow.
during this election cycle. I don't know exactly how,
Wow.
but yeah.
That
In
is
Mexico.
insane. I guess once you get above 20, for me, I kind of just am like, whatever. There's a lot of them dying.
Yeah. And I mean that's really saying something. So how many and sorry, the new president, she had all of these people killed so that to clear the path,
Yeah.
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah. I
Well,
mean,
yeah,
it's
if
gotta
she's
be
not
something
dead
like
at the end of it. It's not like she's
Right.
like, and I didn't do
Right.
any of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she's president, and there's 38 people dead.
What if we're just actually
it is crazy when she's that when they actually do her inauguration, she's going to be standing on the corpses of 38.
maybe
the top
this is
of a
just
pile.
maybe
Yeah.
this is just American ignorance, and we
Lincoln
we
log
just
style,
don't,
Jenga style coffin?
Very
we don't
stable.
know what their actual electoral process is.
Yeah.
Maybe it is mostly just fights to the death. I don't know. Maybe that's like
Yeah.
rude or
We
I don't
as
know.
Americans are so ignorant
Exactly.
of other cultures,
Totally.
the way
Yeah,
that they do
that's
things.
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
I don't understand House of Lords, House of
Right.
Commons stuff
Right.
in the UK. I definitely don't understand sort of the battle royale style of
Right.
elections.
Yeah.
Imagine
In Mexico.
that if we're using our system as some kind of template.
Right.
You have like state reps who are killing each other to become a state rep.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's like
And then it go. So senators are like, you're very afraid of senators.
Yeah.
Right,
Senators
'cause they've-
have killed many people.
they've ascended.
Yeah, they've killed other people who have killed people
Yeah.
to
Right.
become a state rep,
Yeah.
and congressmen are like. I mean, honestly, I would respect them a lot more.
Oh yeah,
the
Speaker of the House.
senator.
Exactly.
Yes.
Freaking killing the or Arnold.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, Arnold would be
congressman.
president, right? Because he'd beat them all.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Who could? I mean, it would. Back when Jesse the Body Ventura was in the. But think about Command.
Yeah.
Not Commando. It's Predator.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
they're. I mean, Arnold does much better than Jesse the Body
Oh, he
Ventura.
does.
He fares much.
Yeah, Jesse the Body Ventura kind of becomes Jesse the Spirit Ventura.
Jesse the Body Ventura becomes Jesse the Body in the Bag Ventura.
Yeah, body bag Ventura.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
Guys, another thing that I thought was unfortunate is that I found out apparently I'm supposed to be listening to my children.
Wait,
I
Okay.
your children?
Yeah, I'm supposed to be listening
You
to
are.
my children.
When did you?
Am I supposed to be listening to your children?
Well, first of all, I need you to. I think I can say it best in song.
Yeah.
Okay.
It can be hard to take time out to tune in to what my kids talk about. My kids are fine, but it's so hard to listen. I think about all the things I'm missing. Knife sharpening vids. Sorry, listening to my kids. Trucks doing skids. Gotta listen to my kids. Auctioneer talking fast while he's taking new bids. Really wish I could, but I'm listening to my kids.
So are you missing out on a bunch of like web content?
No, there's just a lot of stuff going. There's just a lot of stuff going. I guess in this situation, I'm looking down at my phone.
Oh,
Like
okay.
I could watch a knife sharpening vid.
Yep.
Then over there's a truck
Yep.
coming to a sudden stop.
Oh, okay.
I could watch
One
that.
of my favorite things, and I'm sorry you might not be able to do this
Okay.
if you are so busy listening to your kids, but if you get a break, listen to an auctioneer and listen to someone who's dubbed over it with some gangster rap while they're doing the auctioneer.
Oh,
That
wow.
sounds awesome.
It's very cool.
And did your kids do that? Is that why you're listening to your kids?
No.
That's a good point. That would help me.
That would
listen
help.
to my kids.
Yeah.
If my kid, can you talk like an auctioneer?
Hey,
Can you sort of entertain me while you tell me what's going on in your life?
know. I know you want to have a conversation with me. Best way to do that, make a YouTube short video.
Some kind of
Get in
mashup.
my
I know
algorithm.
mashups have kind of gone out of style.
If
but
you can tell me
Good
that
ones
you
will always make
want
it to
me
the
to
top.
come to the sports game, but
Yeah.
use some kind of cool dance routine.
Right.
Could you floss while you tell me?
Could you speak directly into the camera in a way that would make, if somebody saw you doing it outside of the context of making a video, it would be like, this person is insane and should be. You know what I mean? How there's like that cadence of
Oh, gee.
people on the internet. That's
Right.
like, man, I actually think that this is the final evidence that this is not good for us and we
Right.
should stop doing that. But that's a different
don't even
thing. It's
sound
not
like
that
human
funny.
beings anymore.
Yeah.
It's not that funny to point that out. It's just really cool and important. But
Well, and I do. I mean, we shouldn't be afraid of kind of
And I'm not-
helping people.
no, I'm not afraid
on
of
the
anything.
podcast. Yeah. No, I'm
We
not
shouldn't.
either.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be afraid of helping people.
Well, we
should
shouldn't
not
be
be
afraid of
afraid of
anything.
We shouldn't shy away
And I'm
from
not.
helping people.
We shouldn't
I'm
be
not.
afraid to just say
Shouldn't be.
the truth and help people, even if it's not
Right.
that funny.
Yeah.
That's true.
Even if it like kind of makes it hard to finish the rest of the episode, sometimes we should say something.
Yeah, we should
Right.
stop down.
See something, say something.
I don't even know if being funny it should be our primary goal.
Yeah.
Right.
We sort of like there is a point where you start with one idea
Yeah.
that you're like, we'll do this.
We'll be funny. We'll at least try to be
We'll do that.
funny.
And you do that
Yeah.
week after
Successfully.
week. It happens.
Right.
And then you go, but wait, there's actually more.
Yeah.
And like we've gained this sort of like we've like gained a few more
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
And so like it is like a responsibility to
Yeah.
Right.
to use that clout.
Yeah.
Because like if we're just gonna do this just to be like do what we've always done,
Yeah.
be hilarious.
Yeah.
Be friggin' so funny that makes
What a
everybody
waste.
lose their minds when they're
What a
laughing so hard.
waste.
Right.
You know, what we could be there's so many problems that so many people are not aware of.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I have a lot of problems that I haven't told anyone about.
Right. I don't.
Yeah.
I
You
keep it to myself.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And
But we
there's
could shine
some-
a light on those.
there's something so powerful about sharing your
if that would be
struggles.
helpful.
Yeah.
There's something so powerful about sharing, like, oh yeah, this is a problem that I have.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
Not cursing while playing Settlers of Catan.
Yes. Totally. Huge. It is a huge issue.
Yeah.
And there's just so many other. The game is so fraught.
I haven't played it in a long time because I'm so
Yeah.
afraid of what I'm going to say.
Caleb's just worried.
And so that's Caleb. You do you think that you lose a lot of sleep and
Yeah.
it's kind of endangering your health in
Yeah.
various ways to not play Settlers of Catan because you're so scared?
And I mean, ultimately, we shouldn't be afraid.
No. I don't play because I'm afraid
I know,
of
but
what
I'm
I
saying
will say.
that's because you're so
Right.
scared. Maybe that's causing other problems.
I'm not scared because I haven't been playing.
But I'm saying
But
you are.
when-
You said you were scared that you might have problems if you play.
Yes, but I haven't been playing. But
What
so
a relief.
What
Yeah,
frightens?
that's nice.
I'm just saying. One thing that will happen. Though,
Gotcha. If
is I'll
somebody
see-
said, "Do you want to play?"
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my gosh.
if I happen
my
to be on the App Store and I see
Yeah.
you can play Settlers of
Yeah.
Catan on your phone,
You can play it on your phone?
Yeah.
Now,
Now
that's a good
I-
night's rest
Uh-oh.
ruined.
Yeah.
And now, what's tomorrow going to be like?
I'm not even playing the game and I'm freaking out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Babe, what the hell am I gonna do?
Yeah.
Oh no,
Right.
it's already started.
That's
Yeah.
like right on the line, you know? Is it or is it
One-
not, you know?
That reminds me of one of the big problems that I have is I have to urinate in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That only then? I see.
no, when that happens.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I should have been more clear.
It's really eating into your sleep.
When
'Cause
that happens,
it's kind of a protracted.
But then I have to get up and actually go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
But I'm so scared.
Because it's dark.
It's dark.
The whole house is dark.
Yeah, the whole house is dark.
I had a moment last night
Yeah.
where my daughter was asking me if I could get her some water.
Yeah.
She had woken up. She
Yeah.
needed some water. And I just very bravely navigated through my whole house with her water bottle to the water filter, filled it up, came back. I wasn't even scared, even though I heard some sounds earlier that night. That maybe would have scared a lesser man, but then I just determined that they were just big fat plops of rain or something. Like that's kind of what it was. One of those things where I'd like fallen I was like, as I was falling asleep, there was like this big like of rain, and it kind of made me think, like, you know, when you're everything's heightened in those like 15 seconds before you actually
right before you
fall
lose
asleep.
consciousness.
Yep.
And you're like, did I hear that? Did I hear that, or did I not hear that?
Right.
Was
that a murderer's foot?
And
Was
you
that a
usually do
murderer's
fall
other foot?
asleep, right, Gabe?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do that. I kind of position myself.
Right. Gabe waiting.
Do you ever?
It's kind of like, you know, have you ever
He has
seen
a
Michael
chair
Jackson?
that he sits in right next to the bed.
Have you ever seen Michael Jackson?
See
Have I
Michael
ever seen
Jackson?
him? Yeah, I've seen
Okay,
him.
yeah. So it's kind of like that, where I'm like doing that lean forward on
Michael
Smooth Criminal.
Smooth Criminal.
Have you guys ever asked the question, Michael Jackson, how can we find you again?
You know what? I've never asked that. I've seen somebody ask.
Did you see that? You saw that song when a guy asks
that the guy. What was the
he
guy's
says, Michael
name?
Jackson, we miss you. I think it was 1 Pound Fish.
Okay, I was trying to remember.
It's a song by 1 Pound Fish.
Go
and he
look it
says, Michael Jackson, we miss you. How can we find you again?
I mean, the obvious answer to the question is, you know, he's buried somewhere.
Oh, I was going to say talk to Bubbles. But
Yeah, Bubbles might know.
The monkey.
Yeah, Bubbles
Bubbles
is
is
monkey.
still alive.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Blanket.
Blanket, I'm sure Blanket's still
Blanket is
alive.
probably still
I
alive.
hope so.
Yeah. Does Bubbles still own does Blanket own Bubbles now?
I think you were on to something.
Was I? Yeah,
I think
Bubbles.
Michael Jackson's son is owned by his monkey.
By the chimp.
If you ever saw that, there was that one video where Bubbles does own Blanket. Just totally
pwns him.
Punches him?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So I just lean until I fall asleep.
I see.
And then it's like an actual falling.
Yeah.
But I heard sound, thought it was murderer's foot, but it's just big fat raindrop.
Yeah. And then
I got the water from my daughter.
How do those
no problem.
raindrops? Why are raindrops different sizes? That's crazy.
Yeah, that's a whole other problem.
Right.
I thought we were doing so good sharing, helping people just by talking about but it feels like there's just no end to it.
Yeah, we could keep going.
Like
when are the questions going to stop?
For curious guys like us, pretty much never.
Pretty much never. Maybe we might get tired. Maybe we'll pause, but it's not actually going to be like a cessation
we're coming back.
of the questions.
We'll be back next month. We'll pause our subscription to questions.
Yes. Are you sure? What if we give you a deal on questions? What if you get 400 questions?
Okay, I'm back in.
All right, fine.
What if we give you a bunch of questions right now?
Questions,
We'll
no
give
ads.
Oh, man.
You won't have to wait until next month for more.
We can give you.
We'll give you a bunch of questions if you pay for it all right now. You can have access to
And
all
what do you
the
pay
questions.
for it in worry dollars or
Something.
consideration?
I was thinking
bucks.
actual money. Yeah.
Consideration coins.
Yeah.
Or
Just
something.
United
Worry
States.
wealth.
Yeah.
Dollar. U.S. dollar.
What else?
Yearning yen.
Yearning yen.
Yearning for a question.
Yeah, when you're yearning for an answer to your
yearning
question.
for an answer to your question.
So
it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a
So
lot
that
of
So
yearning.
all I'm saying is sometimes you have to be brave, and we shouldn't be afraid of anything actually. So
Care Kroner.
Oh, that's good. Krona, yeah, care.
concerned coins.
Rascal rubles.
Rupees.
It doesn't quite work.
Yeah, there's
just at the height of our powers.
yeah. So pondering pennies.
Okay. Well, so that's different. That's a coin. That's one of the coins.
It's one of the denominations of the currency.
That's not what we were doing.
In the land of questions.
Oh my gosh. Do you ever get tired of Caleb's rules, Josh? This is a question just for Josh. Do you get tired of Caleb's rules?
Yeah.
Frankly, I get a little tired of
and
them
I
sometimes.
hope that you and I sharing that,
Yeah.
that can just help us kind of express a concern and heal
Right.
that way.
Right, exactly.
Because I think other people
That would be good for you
listening
guys.
probably are tired of them too.
I mean, but then there's
Maybe,
probably,
maybe.
hey, write in if you love Caleb's rules.
Yeah, right.
Caleb's rules.
Caleb's rules.
Yeah, and I don't like to do it like that because people have done that before.
Yeah, no, I know.
So I kind of
Yeah.
do it a different way. Right?
But it's just kind of like
spout off.
spout them off out of nowhere, completely arbitrary, a rule that
Well,
you decided that you were going to follow and
part
now
of
are
it is like
forcing us to
pondering
follow.
pennies. I had that one already, but
No,
we
you
weren't
didn't.
doing that game.
You're
So
just jealous.
I was like, okay, well, if we were going to do that, then I would have. I
Yeah.
could. Yeah. I
What-
mean,
Yeah.
dawning dimes.
Got
Okay.
Knowledge nickels. You know, I
Yeah,
have all these
okay.
ready. Okay.
Right.
But knowledge
but-
isn't really even part of
but
it. See, I'd say that knowledge nickels is a
Gnawing-
greater deviation
Gnawing
from
nickels. Gnawing
the.
nickels,
There you
like something
go.
that gnaws.
There you go.
Gnaws
That's
on
much
your-
better.
gnaws on
Yeah.
your brain,
Gnawing
your mind.
on the
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
So, speaking of questions,
Mark,
how are you guys
Mark
doing?
Marks.
Oh.
Because it's a question mark.
Question mark marks.
Question marks.
I mean, we could probably just say question marks. Feels like a more direct route, but
And
we
again,
could.
just to make it clear,
But is everyone going to get it?
this is
I mean,
this is
That's
the,
not what we were doing.
It's true. It's not the context. The context is all.
we're just trying to nail down the currency that we as people pay for our subscription to having.
This one's called I Have a Certain Respect for Eastern Cultures. I saw a video the other day of a man doing Tai Chi and hitting himself, Lord, help me, in the groin. The video instructed me about how healthy this practice is for you. Then the video gave a moving final instruction. The video told us to slap our groins 500 times a day. 500. I would never have guessed 500 times a day. The number was so far beyond my wildest expectations. And, before I saw that video, I'd say that I would slap my groin maybe 100 times a day. And that's on a good day. Speaking of questions, we've got to get to our question today. This is a tricky one, guys. Okay. We have a actual audio clip that we're going to listen to. I usually tell a little anecdote about the questioner. That's tricky this week for reasons that will become obvious. But I'm no stranger to mystery. The other week I saw this guy. I decided to follow him.
Uh-oh.
I'm naturally curious. You guys know that.
Yeah.
You're like me.
It's true.
So this first mystery was, where's this guy going? And the answer was to smoke in an alley. And then the mystery was, where'd that bucket come from? Because I stepped in a bucket and I fell over. And then it was like, why are there so many buckets in this alley? Because when I fell over, my arms and my head all got stuck
Whoa.
in buckets.
Holy moly. That seems like almost a skill.
Yeah.
And that led to the deepest mystery of all. Speaking of skill, how could I call my wife to come help me if I can't get my phone out of my pocket? Hands in buckets, head in bucket.
Yeah.
So isn't it, that's like we were talking before, like the mysteries just kind of keep going.
Yes.
That's the nature of mysteries.
Did you figure it out? I mean, you must have. Something was figured out.
Do you
You're
use
here.
Hey Siri?
Oh, that I have that turned off.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would never use that.
I wouldn't.
So yeah, I don't know. Let's listen to the question.
Hey guys, this is Anon. I've been listening to your podcast for quite a while now, and I somewhat enjoy it. It's pretty good. But I've been trying to figure out a good question to ask you, and I think I finally stumbled upon the perfect question to ask you, and that is the question is who am I? Yeah, that's right. My name's not actually Anon. I want you guys to figure out what my real name is. And so to do this, I wrote you guys a short poem with hints in it about my whereabouts and who I am, so you guys can try and figure it out. So here's the poem. It's called Who Am I? Here goes. In the state of gems, I take refuge. On mountains I live, but I'm close at hand. So come stop by and say hi. Be not afraid, for two of you know me. And if you figure me out, you will tell me to my face at a weekly meeting place. So who am I? All right, guys, that's my question. Thanks. See ya.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
This week, heavy on the kind of like following people, finding out where they
Wow,
are,
yeah.
who
Yeah.
they are, what they're doing.
This week's
Yep.
theme.
Yeah. It's so interesting.
So thank you for
So
sending
that's a
question
poem,
in.
not a riddle, huh?
That's a poem. Well, this
poem
is,
with
it's
hints.
interesting. It is a poem with hints. Some people could say that's a riddle.
I'd say it's a riddle.
Yeah, it's definitely straddling the line.
Yep. But I recognize, hey,
Uh-huh.
we've written things before
Poem,
that straddle that.
riddles.
Yeah.
This is a guy after our own heart.
Yeah, right. I mean,
totally.
it sounds like he's
Totally.
been listening for a long time.
And I'm glad. I'm glad
And-
that he kind of likes the podcast.
It's somewhat. Did he use?
Yeah.
He said
Some-
some. He likes
somewhat.
it somewhat.
Somewhat. I like it
It's
somewhat.
pretty good.
Like it somewhat. And so that's interesting because that's
Yeah.
hard for me to okay, what is? I wish I knew what part of it he liked.
And I
Yeah.
think it also is kind of nice because it's kind of like, all right, now we're on like equal footing here because I liked your question somewhat.
Yes.
Like I liked the poem
Right.
a little bit, like that sort of thing. It
is
wasn't.
We
I
heard
can't
about
say
Who Am I like several times.
fully right.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
all I can think of is Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
Who am I?
Who am I? Yeah,
Yeah.
when he's
When he's Who Am I?
right. He plays Who Am I?
Yeah. Jackie Chan in his famous role as Who Am I?
Well, that's just Josh. Why are you laughing? That's just a traditional Chinese name.
Oh yeah, who am I?
Yeah, it's not
And
funny.
No, I
Kind of
didn't
like
think it was.
Yeah.
kind of like Anon too.
Yeah, Anon is also
Anon is like
yeah.
a Middle Eastern name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I'm not getting Middle Eastern vibes from this
Not
guy
at all.
At
Nope.
all.
Not at all.
Yeah, so let's start to
Let's start to investigate
about it,
a
yeah.
little bit.
yeah.
Gem state of gems.
Well, and the word choice refuge I thought was interesting.
refuge.
I
yeah.
take refuge in the gem state.
Right. So good word choice.
So maybe it is Middle Eastern.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's true. Could be refuge E.
Or
Yeah.
Spanish.
Yeah.
The Basques. Lots of Basques
That's
immigrated.
Yeah.
to,
Were they taking refuge? I
well,
actually
see,
don't know the story.
I don't
about
know,
that.
but that's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah. That's how they.
Okay.
It's is Boise a what do they call them, like a sanctuary city?
Mm-hmm. For the
Probably.
Basques.
Not for me, but yeah, maybe a Basque person.
A Basque
Yeah.
person. And that's
Speaking of
nice
sanct-
to go enjoy the sun.
Yeah, you could.
Mhm.
Yeah, the Basques
It's
like
sun.
to get out in the sun.
It's Sun
Yeah.
Valley. It's right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So
They were like, okay, this makes sense. Maybe this makes too much sense.
hang on.
Let's do it.
Is
Kind of an internment camp for
Is-
the Basques.
Well,
is Vatican City a sanctuary city because it's got a church?
at least one. Does it have just one church?
The narthex of the city. There's
Are-
a sanctuary.
Are there now? Does each city
Where
is it
do
like
the
UPS
Where's the
trucks?
Pope go get coffee after church?
Is it like UPS trucks where there's one per city?
One per city.
Churches.
I think there's one. There's probably at least only one for that whole country.
Technically
Vatican
a country.
City.
Yeah.
There's like one cleric. There's
So
like
it's-
one, and we're used to seeing these mailmen wear like uniforms in our city
Right.
too,
Yes.
but over there it's like
Robes.
it's even more of a big
Yeah.
uniform.
Yeah. Well, there's lots of guys going around dressed in brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Monks.
Monks.
But they have like a brown mitre.
Yes.
They've got like a big brown mitre with gold. That's the Pope hat.
Yep.
And it's nice because if you run out of space in your satchel, you can just stuff
Put
some
some
packages
packages
up
in
mail up
there.
top.
There.
So-
I think it's Santa Claus doing the mail stuff.
You think so?
in Vatican City.
Sounding more and more like old Saint Nick himself.
Old Saint Nicholas.
That makes sense to me. One old fat man could do that.
Could take care
country
of
in one night.
The whole country.
And also, like, how much?
Yeah.
How many presents are
bringing
those guys getting?
Replacement rosaries and
yeah.
Yeah.
and little statues of Mary that they can, pray to.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, Saint Nick is like, here you go, guys. Here's some more idolatry supplies. And they're like, yes, score.
Hey, guys didn't make God jealous enough this year.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
the guys were like, man, I just fly through these rosaries.
Yeah.
I just go through these
Wearing them down.
things like potato chips.
Oh yeah.
I'm
that
praying
would be-
so hard
that's
to this
actually-
Mary statue.
That would
she's
actually
just
be
getting
kind of
worn
a
away.
funny. That would actually be a great kind of white elephant gift for like a fat priest. Just give him like a rosary that is potato
candy
chips.
necklace. Oh yeah.
Or candy,
like an
necklace.
everlasting
Yeah.
gobstopper.
Yeah.
Like the rosary.
Yeah.
It's rosary, not rosemary, and it's like a savory necklace. it's like rosemary butter.
Yeah.
In like it's like cold and congealed,
Yeah.
and sometimes if you wear it on like your,
I mean, that is what the everlasting gobstoppers were. They were like dinners. They were savory.
they were supposed to taste like
different
food.
food. Maybe not. Maybe that's a different.
No,
food.
thank you. So
That's okay.
Yeah.
Let's think about this. That
so
yeah.
Anon is not the Pope. We're gonna just rule the Pope out.
It's good to start with high profile.
7 billion people to go.
I don't think he's even like the Pope, so that's more people.
Yeah, let's say.
Yeah.
Yeah, no cardinals.
No
That's
I don't think he's anywhere close to the Pope.
How many in an election year for like cardinals and bishops? How many do you think die
Are murdered.
or murdered?
Murdered.
Yeah, that's right.
Not just die. Yeah.
It's are murdered.
I'd like to know how many just die from
Yeah.
the Mexican thing too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be interesting. So it's not again. It's not the Pope. It's
Let's just take the clergy out of it.
Yeah,
no
no
clergy.
clergy.
This guy doesn't sound
Sounds
old enough
east
to
to
have
west.
gained an
Nothing.
important position
Yeah.
like
sounds
that.
younger.
Younger guy.
And Josh, do you have a transcript of the poem in front of you?
I don't, but we could
Okay.
listen to it again.
And I'm going to dedicate that pronunciation of poem to my mom,
Boing.
who always said poem.
Yeah. Okay. So, let me just recall some of it. He's taken refuge in the Gem State.
Yes.
And something about the Gen Z, or is it just Gem State? What
Gem
does he say?
State.
The
Gem
state
In the
of
state of
gems,
gems,
I
I
state
take
of gems.
refuge.
Oh, wow.
On mountains I live, but I'm
Yes.
close at hand.
Yes.
So come stop by and say hi. Be not afraid, for two of you know me.
Yes.
And if you figure me out, you will tell me to my face at a weekly meeting place. And
Okay,
that is
wait a
meeting
second.
With two E's.
Maybe now we're back into clergy.
Clergy.
Weekly meeting place,
Place.
probably church.
Sounds like church.
It's the
Yep.
only place I
It's-
go to on a weekly basis.
I doubt it's my AA meeting.
Yeah.
Seems
I
unlikely.
haven't
Well,
met
actually-
this kid at my AA
actually,
meeting.
I mean, he's Anon.
Yeah.
that tracks.
Oh, that's true.
That's true.
That's true.
That's
That tracks.
interesting.
Could be.
So, I don't know.
Can you think of anyone who could be disguising their voice?
Yeah.
to sound like kind
Just
of like a little
from your AA meeting?
kind of like a younger like a older woman, like a younger older woman.
like a younger old, like a young old woman.
No, like they were like, make me a man, but yeah.
Make me a man, but make me a boy. Might be one of these popes, actually. I don't know.
Seems like something a pope
I
would
hope.
ask.
Yeah, I hope he's not doing some kind of thing with his voice to disguise it, because
Yeah.
that would be. Or maybe
Very
I
tricksy.
kind of hope he is.
It would be tricky. I was just thinking, like, for some reason, gems and mountains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously it does kind of fall apart. So I'm actually not going to think.
A
I'm not going
dwarf?
to mention who. Well, I was thinking it might be Gollum, but I don't know. There was something about
I
it
was
that
thinking,
was giving Gollum.
The voice and the sort of like you're saying the other clues.
Yeah.
Make me feel like it could be a dwarf. Yeah, it could be
Yeah.
a dwarf.
Yeah, you think it's a Well, yeah, state of gems.
Yeah.
That could just be a state of mind,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
where they're just thinking about
We dig,
gems all the
dig,
time.
dig, dig,
Yeah.
dig, dig,
Thinking about
dig.
the Arkansas.
Man of mine the
Just
whole day
nonstop.
through.
Yeah.
We dig, 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 dig. It's what we like to do.
Okay, so let's think about where we go on a regular basis. Like we go to work, we go to
That song
church, we go
stinks.
to from Snow White.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because wait, I have a big beef with this song.
Okay.
All
Because
right.
they talk about how they dig and they don't know what they dig them for, these gems.
Does this
If you
song
wanna-
break some of your rules?
If you want to get rich quick, dig with a shovel and a pick.
Right.
We dig, dig, dig. We don't know what we dig them for.
Okay.
Those are those are two lines
Right.
in the same
It's
song.
self-refuting.
Yeah, we're like, no, you just said
Yeah.
you want to get rich. We don't
Maybe-
know what we dig them for.
No,
Come on,
No,
Yeah.
wait.
You
oh,
do.
wait. Say
Yeah.
the line
Come on,
again.
dwarves. You know.
Be honest with yourself.
Why? Wait. No, because maybe they're just saying we'll take whatever sort of precious metals we can or gems we can get. We don't know.
No. They say
for what we are
there
digging.
ain't no trick to get rich quick. Just dig, dig, dig with a shovel and a pick.
Okay.
Okay, but then later on they're like, we dig, dig, dig for. I forget what the line is,
Yeah.
but then
Okay.
they say we don't know what we dig them for.
We
I'm
don't
like,
know what we dig
Maybe
them for.
maybe that's just one of the dwarves saying that.
Yeah.
The other dwarves all
Yeah, they're all
know.
like,
The
actually,
other dwarves.
we know. We just haven't
oh,
told him.
he's always saying that.
Wait a second. Why are we doing this again? Oh gosh, not again.
Uh-oh, it's amnesiac-y. Or
Forgetty.
Forgetty the dwarf.
He's asking, who am I?
Yeah.
Kind of like this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the old Jackie
Exactly.
Chan of dwarves.
I think. I mean, I know who it is, but
You know who it is.
I know
I
who it
do.
is too. He knows us.
Okay.
he kind of tipped us off.
I
a
mean,
little heavy.
also,
he
like,
shouldn't have done that.
wait, what?
He shouldn't have done that.
With what?
Tipped us off.
Tipped us off with what?
He told me that he sent something.
Oh
in.
yeah, and I mean things get fuzzy because again we're backloaded, as Justin
Yeah, we're
likes
So
to
this
say.
has been.
This
So it's
podcast
been
has
a
junk
couple
in the
months.
trunk,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah,
It's back.
yeah. This
Baby
is
got backloaded.
advanced answering techniques. The podcast with a badonkadonk.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that's
So-
partially why. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
yeah. We got that gap.
Yep. The podcast with the jeans just painted on.
That's right. I think actually Hardy might be writing a song about us, about the podcast. That is.
yeah the podcast.
Yeah, Hardy's not going to write a song about me and my butt,
The podcast.
or unless it's like
podcast with a dump truck.
yeah, podcast with a dump truck. Beep beep beep. That's our new intro.
Yeah, our new.
Here we
intro.
are
Beep,
backing up the
beep,
backload.
beep.
So the podcast.
And it's also the heartbeat of the animals that we use to
That's-
produce this podcast.
That's true. Yep. Some of them are on life support, monitored closely.
these lambs, these little lambs.
So are we connecting them to life
I
support after
You
smash?
smash their head. Hey, if they're not completely gone.
Yeah. No. Like we will intervene to,
Right.
something goes wrong in the process. Definitely.
Yeah.
We don't
Yes.
want anyone to suffer.
Yeah, so I know who it is.
Yes,
And
I know
Caleb
who it
knows
is.
who it is.
And but the funny thing is, Josh, that if we reveal this to you,
Yeah.
it will make no difference to you.
Really? It just will have no impact on me whatsoever.
Pretty
mean,
much.
I think we just go with Gollum, or maybe it's a dwarf.
Hold on. Was it Gollum or was
No,
it
no, it's not Gollum.
You guys.
It's not Gollum.
We don't go to church with Gollum.
That's what I was going to ask. 'Cause I feel like
Gollum is
I-
Baptist.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Gollum's Baptist.
You know that would,
He doesn't. He sometimes he visits our church, but he doesn't take
weird.
communion.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't
He
take
doesn't
communion.
come out for the host.
No, he's not interested, and
Which is fine because I think I'd have a hard time communing with Gollum.
Yeah,
knowing some of the stuff he does.
that's true. It's true. It's definitely one of those things where you're like during the passing of the piece, he's just sitting there, and you're kind of like, okay, good. Like, I don't know really what I have to,
I don't want to go up there and be like, oh,
yeah.
God, I haven't forgiven Gollum.
Yeah, right.
For his many crimes.
Man, you are drinking judgment on yourself if you're not square with everybody up there. So that gets messy.
It's a problem. I mean, you just want to see some fruit in his life.
He has a pretty incredible platform that he could use
Yeah.
to spread the gospel, but
he's out there throttling goblin children.
Yeah.
it's like
I just don't even know what he's done. Sometimes he comes in and it's weird. He doesn't come in to take communion, but he'll come in right at communion.
Right.
yeah.
Hasn't even listened to the message.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, he's not doing a corporate confession of sin or anything like that. So
He'll wander in and then just sit down. We're all like, oh, Gollum's here.
So it's probably not the clergy. It's not called.
No,
Gollum
I
is
know
just
it is. It's
first
Jonas.
it's Jonas.
Jonas.
I know Jonas.
His name is
name is
Jonas.
His name is Jonas. Yeah.
Do.
Yep.
But I just really quickly on Gollum. He's right after the service. He's pushing kids down to get to the cookies first, or no, because elves make the cookies, so he probably wouldn't want to eat the cookies.
It's elf food.
yeah.
If they're Keebler. Sometimes they're Keebler cookies.
But he's still pushing the kids down so he can get to the coffee grounds.
Yeah, that's true. That's what he wants. That's what he wants. Anyway, but yeah, it is Jonas.
Jonas.
And I mean, the puzzle, it's one of those where when you learn the answer and then you kind of go through, you're like, yes, you're right.
Yep.
That's
it's
all right.
good. I appreciate that. I appreciate a young man being creative and attempting to contact us.
Yeah.
I mean, not even attempting.
No, actually contacting
us.
Yeah, making the effort, getting through to us, kind of giving us, I would say, a backhanded compliment.
Yes, I would definitely say that.
Yeah.
I would definitely say that. And that's why I don't feel too bad about talking about his voice, because he is a young man and his voice is coming around,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that's fine.
No.
Just like we're fine.
Yeah.
With you only like parts of what we
Parts
do.
of what we do.
We only like some of what your question was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, hopefully eventually you'll see what, you'll see that the whole thing's good.
With maturity.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When your
Exactly.
voice changes, then you'll know that the podcast is also completely good.
Yep.
Yes. Right.
Yes.
And,
right now you see as through a glass darkly.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes. And when you come of age, it'll be like the eschaton.
Welcome to the eschaton.
Well, let's not go crazy.
Okay. Yeah. I hope it's not.
No.
I hope you get to be
Let's say,
live as an
Live a
adult
full
man.
life.
Yeah.
guys, I love the
kinda
podcast.
fun.
I love doing the podcast. I hope that this is not the eschaton.
Yeah, this is
It's my fervent prayer. that
Although
this is
it would
not-
make church easier if everything was over and didn't have to deal with Gollum.
right. And
Feel-
Gollum's back where he belongs. Hell.
burned up in the fires
Yeah.
of Mount Doom.
So he's back there, huh? So Gollum went to hell
Oh shit. No.
to come to
No,
church.
no.
We
Not
should
in
be
any
nicer
sort
to
of.
him. Anyway, sorry.
No, that's okay.
Oh,
Guys, so that's a nice one. We got a real definitive answer.
yeah.
That's true. This
Yeah, we
probably
know who you
Jonas.
are. You're
Probably
Jonas.
the
We're not
first
going to say your
one.
last name.
Yeah.
We could. but
I
we're not
feel like
gonna-
with a minor, and I'm not talking about
He
he's
is a
dwarf.
minor. Like a
He's
dwarf.
not a dwarf. He's just underage. We're not going to dox him.
No.
No.
But yeah,
That's who it is.
just dreaming.
That's really all we're
Just
doing
dreaming,
is
ZZZ.
dreaming together. It's kind of like Inception.
Yes.
We're all part of the same dream.
Will the top fall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Will it fall? Is Elliot Page a man or a woman?
Yeah. Yeah, there's so
Somewhere
many
in between.
mysteries.
I mean, he's a woman, but he's a woman.
Oh, him?
He's a woman.
He's a woman.
Great, guys. I was sitting in the backyard looking at I don't know trees. And I was thinking about my upbringing. It was good. It wasn't perfect. You know, it's not like I was raised by wolves. But I was frequently babysat by coyotes. There were various points where my parents, couldn't even afford coyote rates. They would just ask this turtle from the swamp to check in on us a little bit. There was a swamp, right? We grew up right next to a swamp. And, I started smoking at a pretty young age, and I used to think that smoking made me interesting and different. But after a while, I started to realize that what made me interesting was just this sort of skewed perspective I have on the world. And what made me different was there's something kind of messed up about my nipples. I have a song that I wanted to get to this week. It's sort of related. Again, it's interesting. I getting good sleep is so important.
Mm-hmm.
I take a lot of supplements to try to get good sleep. I take lion's mane. So important for being able to relax and kind of let your... But you got to be careful. Take too much lion's mane, it's trouble.
What way?
I kind of got into a real deep dream state.
Oh, okay.
That was where I was channeling some other voices. And so the creation of this song comes directly out of that.
Wow.
I want to remind all of us that if we want to heal our fractured nation,
thank you.
we need to listen to other voices, even if it seems kind of uncomfortable to do so.
Right.
So, this song comes from another...
This isn't just you.
It's not just me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I just want that to be clear. We can kind of unpack
Yeah.
when the song's over.
Okay.
Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Can I really be this anonymous guy? Could it be that I'm a company's CEO? Do I hand raise squirrels? The truth is I don't know. Could I be the leader of some deadly battalion? Only thing I know is I hope I'm not Italian. Don't wanna be Italian. Not for $1 billion, not for any. I'd be a pig, just don't wanna be a guinea. If that happens, then drag me behind the stallion, 'cause I don't wanna be Italian.
Not the Pope.
No.
Yeah.
Definitely not the Pope.
Yeah, well, sometimes the popes are
German
or Argentinian.
I think they technically become Italian.
I have to become Italian.
So, yeah.
Wow.
So that's just, I think, kind of a despicable person. It was hard to write. It was hard to write the song. But
Hard to get that down.
But I felt like I needed to.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I was going to say why not, but I feel like who needs to ask that question?
Why you wouldn't want to be Italian?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's not good for your credit score.
Look at their economy. Yeah. The food would be good. That's what I'm saying.
I'm married to a half Italian.
Yeah.
Wow. And so you have
Yeah.
you have 1/4 really bad credit.
I tell you what, let me just put it this way. You think you cover all your bases in your prenup,
Yeah.
but there's no way to actually
They
do
figure it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
The
There's no way to
Italians
actually
a
do
little
that.
bit.
Yeah.
The Italians kind of figure
that.
out.
I'm not going to say anything else.
Okay. Okay. Off pod.
But just get a second, maybe a third opinion on your prenup.
Yeah.
On your prenup. Kind of an inception of prenups.
Right. You got to go a couple layers
Yeah.
down. That's interesting because, you would think, is there a way to protect your credit from marriage? Or even in a prenup?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I just mean
What is a prenup for a prenup? Is that like, if you even talk about a prenup, then this is...
I just mean that certain information about the genealogical
Oh, I
background
see.
needs
Yeah.
to be revealed.
Yeah.
And you maybe shouldn't believe everything that your betrothed tells you about
Yeah.
their background.
They could be hiding in plain sight.
and,
Right.
They have an
And-
Italian last name, and you go,
and then you go, but,
Hold on.
but, and then they're like, no. It was a big mix-up.
it was an Ellis,
Ellis
Island
Island.
thing.
Ellis Island
We're
mix-up.
Swedish.
This guy took the paper, then he put it over there, but he thought he put it in his pocket,
Yeah.
but then he had this other paper in his pocket. That's why my name is this.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
sounds Italian, but I swear I'm not.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
afterwards, you run that first credit check
Yeah.
after
And it comes up
and
Italian.
it's Italian. And you're like, oh, it's green and white and red. Oh, no.
No.
Italian.
And it gives
So.
your computer starts doing hand gestures at
Yeah,
you.
yeah, that's right.
What I was saying with the prenup thing is a prenup for a prenup.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, how would that even work? It's like thought crime. It's like you were thinking about
Yeah.
setting up a plan for our marriage.
Yeah.
Wait, am I thinking of that right? Prenup, you set up a deal for if you break off your marriage.
Well, you make
If you get
certain
divorced.
designations
Right.
about your finances
Yeah.
specifically.
Right.
Usually it does.
To say, okay, this can't be considered as part of our joint.
You could
Right.
be
We're not just
marrying
joining
me
all of it
just
in.
to get access
So
to.
if you get a prenup for a prenup,
Yeah.
then you're going like, what? I've
Yeah. No, I mean, it's really a question I have for you.
I think that's a good question for later. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
a good question for later. If anyone has ideas on what a prenup for a prenup would look
Would
like,
be.
or yeah,
Please let us know.
yeah,
Yeah, if you have answers
Yeah.
for us.
and it doesn't really apply to
We-
me at all. I don't
Yeah.
have a prenup.
We
Yeah.
just
So-
No,
can't
I
crack
don't
this
either.
one.
Yeah.
We just can't crack
We're
it.
sharing,
But
it
it
all.
is interesting because I did feel like I was trying to distance myself from this kind of anti-Italian stance, and then you guys seem pretty comfortable with an anti-Italian position.
No. I mean, I love the food. I love the culture. I love the people. But there's just something about them that I just don't trust.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Hell's Kitchen is where they're from in the United States.
Right.
So
What? Hell's Kitchen in New
Well,
York
in
City.
New York City, the
yeah,
neighborhood.
that's where all Italians are from.
It's where any Italian American
Ellis Island,
originates.
straight to Hell's Kitchen.
Okay.
There's sort of an underground route.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ellis Island is an island,
Yeah.
And you say sort of
except
underground.
quote unquote, because there's a big tunnel. Gabe,
Yeah.
you'll like it.
Oh, okay. I'm there. Hello, can I bring my hammer?
I mean, typically you have
Actually,
a rock.
Sadly,
rock, that's right. Yeah,
sadly,
that's what it is.
sadly, right at the entrance to the tunnel, it says
no rocks. No rocks.
It's got a
It
hammer, with a cross.
It says no
crossed out.
hammers, Italians only.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Must
right.
have a credit score below this to
Yeah.
enter
Right.
the tunnel.
Yep.
That's crazy. More about New York.
Thank
There's
you.
more
Yeah.
crazy stuff about New York. There's an
New
insane
York.
tunnel that goes
Yeah.
from Ellis Island.
New York.
And there's a huge delivery blimp that we've mostly been unaware of.
It truly is a magical city.
Yeah. It's where dreams come true.
Yeah.
Or the city is made of dreams.
Just
Yeah.
dreaming.
Is it where
A
where
city
dreams
made-
are made
No,
of?
it's a city that never sleeps.
City. Yeah. Well,
I'm
that's
thinking about
interesting.
Alicia Keys, Empire State
How are
of
we
Mind.
going to put it together that the city has dreams,
Right, but
never
doesn't sleep. It seems like a crazy. It's like a city on
Josh, I feel like you would understand.
ambience. Yeah.
It's true. I mean that is, but
That's kind of what you were talking about earlier. You were like, I'm saying dreaming, but I don't mean like dreams. So you kind of already said
no,
that.
that's a good point. Thank you for holding my feet
Yeah.
to the fire.
He's sort of like New York. Josh is sort of like
I need that
New
kind
York.
of accountability. Yes, It is. Isn't it interesting? It's kind of the one European city in America.
Yeah.
Why? Well, because it just has an old style kind of
illegal,
old world.
Illegal to have cars. Got to walk everywhere, bike everywhere.
In New York?
Yeah, no cars.
In New York.
Wow. Okay, so
that's another thing. You go through the Holland Tunnel.
Those are all
they
bikes.
immediately just make you.
Oh yeah,
get rid of that
well,
car.
that's why it's all backed up because everyone's got to get out of there, leave their cars.
Traffic's terrible. All right. Well, maybe we should try to get a trip to New York planned.
Yeah,
it sounds like.
And
it could be.
I know it's really interesting stuff.
It feels like a way that we could answer some of our questions. Get some more firsthand knowledge, guys. This has been fun. Anything else that we need to do right before we get to the part of the podcast where we say
send in a question to advancedansweringtechniques@gmail.com.
Yes.
Please do.
We're looking for an audio voice
File,
memo, an audio
voice
file,
memo, something.
around a minute long.
We have gotten the picture questions, and those have been fine.
Those have been great.
Yeah.
Those have been great.
Great.
Unequivocally
but
excellent.
still zero questions in the form of money.
Right.
So
Yeah, we have not seen any of those.
Yeah.
just one, any denomination of bill.
Yeah, we'll take.
Preferably not change. I don't think I would take a question that is metal.
Right.
But I wouldn't throw a pondering penny out of bed.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I'd be very happy with some question marks.
I think you mean question marks.
I think I would be fine with some figuring it out, Franks. Do old,
forensic
obsolete.
Franks.
Oh, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good. I like the folksiness of figuring it out. Figuring Franks.
I like that better. Yeah, figuring Franks.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.